In today's video, I'm going to be discussing some shocking information that was just released in regards to $227, $784, and $1,069, and exactly what this means for the low income and, of course, fixed income beneficiaries. That's the focus of the video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Alright, so this report was just released, and again, I certainly want to bring this to your attention. You certainly deserve to know this information, and it's only fair to know exactly what is going on right now, especially with all these details that are being released and how it pertains to the low income and, of course, those fixed income beneficiaries that we talk about so often right here on the channel. But remember, about 2 weeks or so ago, we got the inflation number that was released, and it shows that last month inflation went higher. Now remember, it went up a little bit higher than expectations, and month over month, year over year, we continue to see that inflation is rising rapidly right now, especially so far this year in 2024. We continue to see that inflation is moving higher and higher and higher every single month, and I think a lot of us are seeing that right now. When you go to the store to buy anything right now, food, whatever it happens to be, literally everything, prices continue to rise, even though they continue to tell us the prices are, flattening out and prices are possibly going down. Yeah, not true, right? We know better than that. We know the situation that's going on right now. However, this report was just released, and again, it's focusing on these different dollar amounts that I shared with you at the beginning of the video. And this is something I want to bring to your attention because, again, it's only fair for you to know this information. And I want to break this down because this is actually impacting the low income and fixed income beneficiaries in a very, very different way than it's impacting a lot of other people. And again, I'm going to break that down for you here in this video. However, before we get into it, can I ask a huge, huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, will you make sure to subscribe to the channel? There's the big subscribe button right down below the video. Make sure to hit that. Again, I'm here for you every single day, watching the headlines, doing the research, advocating on your behalf, doing anything I possibly can to help you right now. It's a tough time. Let's just say it how it is, right? It's a really tough time last couple of years, and so far this year, yeah, it's been really tough financially for a lot of people. So anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Again, please subscribe. I'll be here for you no matter what, every single day. It's my commitment, my promise to you, and as always, I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. Let's get into it and talk about the details of this report. All right, so it's coming down to a bunch of different dollar amounts. And again, I want to break down exactly what this means for the low income and fixed income, because when we just talk about dollar amounts, it's not really comparing apples to apples. If you can include everybody who's maybe has, a W-2 or a 1099, comparing those individuals to fixed income beneficiaries is not totally fair. And the reason that I say that is, adjustments to income in those situations it's a little bit more volatile. In other words, incomes can be adjusted a little bit more. When it comes down to a fixed income beneficiary, your incomes are fixed, right? That's why it's called fixed income. Your money basically stays the same. It doesn't really change, right? That's the tough part about it. So anyway, here's what it comes down to. This report is now showing, because of inflation, get these numbers. Listen to the timelines on this as well. This is nuts, okay? So based on this most recent inflation report that just came out, like I said, a couple weeks ago here, based on this most recent inflation report, the average household right now is spending an extra $227 per month right now in 2024 versus what we were just 1 year ago. So just in the last 1 year alone, we are spending on average across the households, $227 more per month to get the same, again, to emphasize, the same goods and services that we were buying just 1 year ago, an extra $227. Who has that laying around these days on a monthly basis just to get the same old things that we bought a year ago, right? Okay, that's just on a 1 year basis. Now get this. Looking back 2 years, so right now we're in, mid 2020, well, early-ish mid, call it 2024. If we look back 2 years, exactly back to 2022 at this same time, the average household right now is spending $784 more right now per month to get the same goods and services right now compared to what we were 2 years ago. That's crazy, okay? $284 a month more, that's like a lot for a lot of people, right? That's practically a rent payment for a lot of people. Now, again, I get it. Rent is a lot more than that, but you get my point here. That's a lot of extra money going out the door just because of inflation. What are you getting for that? You're getting nothing. You're getting literally nothing for that. The reason that I say that is because when prices have gone up, and this is just as a factor of inflation, just inflation is capturing that money. That's it. That money's not getting you like 17 more bags of food per month. It's not getting you half of your rent per month. It's not paying all your utilities and gas and electricity and phone bill and internet and all the things like that. No, this is literally getting you nothing else per month. That's the crazy part about this, right? Now get this, I have another number for you. Looking back 3 years, okay, so we look all the way back to 2021, the same time back in 2021. Here's what it comes down to. The average household right now is spending an extra $1,069 a month right now compared to 3 years ago, okay? My point is, if we had zero inflation right now, over the last 3 years or so, basically that extra $1,069 would be in your pocket every single month. You see what I'm saying here? But again, what are you getting for this extra $1,069 per month now over what we were spending 3 years ago? Because we're all spending on average on a household basis an extra $1,069 now per month over what we were 3 years ago. What are you getting for it? The answer is nothing. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Why do I say that? Because this is the increase due to inflation on goods and services. So basically all it's done is it's inflated the prices, but you're getting the same things that you were getting 3 years ago just for an extra $1,069. That's crazy, right? That is nuts right there, okay? Now, I have another couple numbers for you. Going back to 2021, the very beginning of 2021, when all of this inflation really kicked off and started moving up very fast and aggressively, prices are up on average 18.94%. That is on average across the board. Inflation is up since the beginning of 2021, 18.94% in just a little over 3 years, right? That's craziness to think about, right? So anyway, I want to break that down for you really quickly, okay? So that is the numbers that I want to break down for you. Now, let's quickly talk about what does this mean for low income and fixed income. Again, fixed income means your income basically stays the same year to year, maybe it adjusts higher a little bit because of the cost of living, things like that. But for the most part, your income is pretty much flat, right? That's why it's called fixed. Anyway, so here's what it comes down to. Now, there's only a couple options for fixed income beneficiaries. Number one, increase your income. Well, as a fixed income beneficiary, that's not really an option for a lot of people, especially to raise your income this substantially, these numbers that I've talked about here in this video on a monthly basis. That's just not very substantial, and it's not very realistic for a lot of people. I mean, somebody that has a W-2 or a 1099, fine. Go to your boss and say, hey, yo, listen up, boss. I need an extra, $10,000 this year or whatever, right? You can ask for a raise. As a fixed income beneficiary, you can't call Social Security and be like, hey, Social Security, I need more money. Can you give me a raise of 10 grand this year? Not happening. You can ask. They're going to say no. Doesn't work that way. Sorry. No, you can't, right? You can ask all you want, but the answer is going to be no. No, sorry. That's not how the program works, right? So anyway, so the difference is, since your income is not adjusted for this, what can you do? Well, the answer is nothing. So that means that fixed income beneficiaries are cutting back on expenses equal to how much extra money is going out the door. Does that kind of make sense? Because as the income is fixed, it simply means, what are the options? Increase income or cut back on spending. So basically what it's coming down to is fixed income beneficiaries are getting squeezed. Let's just say it how it is. That's exactly what's happening here, right? Low income, fixed income beneficiaries are literally getting squeezed in the middle here because prices are going up, fixed incomes are staying essentially the same, and you're getting less goods and services for that fixed income and the money that you have now versus what it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So that means fixed income beneficiaries need to cut back on what they're buying proportionately to the inflation that is coming in and prices that are rising. Does that kind of make sense? So rather than getting equal to, it means that fixed income beneficiaries are cutting back and getting significantly less year over year because of this inflation rising prices and incomes not keeping up with that. Does that kind of make sense? So you're getting less and less goods and services. Now, would I be nuts to ask this question? Are you getting less food right now on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on an annualized basis right now than what you were, say, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Is your fridge a little bit more empty these days? Is your pantry maybe a little bit more empty these days compared to what it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't think I'd be nuts to say that, right? Why am I asking that? Because proportionately, mathematically, this is how it makes sense. If your income has stayed the same and prices have gone up, what does that mean? You get less goods and services, right? I mean, that's just logically how it works, right? So anyway, this is the report that I want to share with you really quickly. Now, why would I share with you such a report? Because here's the thing, like I said before, it's fair for you to know this information. Now, maybe you found this report on your own. That's fine if you did. But my point is, I highly doubt your local news is talking about this. I highly doubt your local news has come forward and said, hey, guess what, everybody? We have some great news for you. Breaking, hot off the wire here. We have a reporter standing by, and they're finding that last year, or this year, you're spending an extra $227 a month right now versus what you were last year. Wow. What do you think, Fred? Do you think this is a great choice here? Do you think this is good news? And then Fred goes off and reports on it, right? And then Fred says, wow, guess what, everybody? We have some more breaking news here. Today, compared to 2 years ago, you're spending an extra $784 a month on your living expenses. Wow, what do you think, Anchor? And the anchor says, wow, I'm blown away. This is crazy, right? Your local news doesn't tell you this. I'm guessing they don't tell you this because they don't want to publicize this information. This is not something that they get cookies for and that they get brownie points for, right? So anyway, I like to bring this to you because I just feel like, hey, if this is what's really going on, you deserve to know what's going on. You deserve to know this truth and the reality of the situation. Now, again, this isn't like rocket science. This isn't like surprising, shocking information, all that much, right? We all know the details about this, but did we all have this hammered out to the exact dollar? Well, probably not. We probably knew hey, prices are going up. This is not fun. This is, terrible. This is financially difficult for a lot of people. But did we know it right down to the dollar? No, we didn't know down to the dollar. Most people probably didn't know down to the dollar, I would guess. So anyway, that's why I like to share this information with you. So with that being said, I'm going to end it right there. And that's about it. So if you have not done so yet, again, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. The big subscribe button down below. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Otherwise, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library or those that are linked down below in the description or the top of the comment section that I've hand selected for you there. Or right now popping up on your screen, you'll see some videos there as well. Make sure to check out those videos. Make your selection now. Check out that video, and I'll catch you again soon in the next one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.